Welcome, welcome. I'm Maria Lees-Dunlap. I am the admissions advisor for the Masters of Psychology program at Divine Mercy University. And again, I just want to thank each of you for joining us tonight for this webinar with more information about the Masters in Psychology program. I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to ask any questions that you might have. So as we go through the webinar, please be sure to ask your questions in the chat and we'll be sure to address them. My goal for this evening, as I sent out an email earlier today, is to make sure that when you get off this webinar, that you feel like you are given so much information and that you have almost all your questions answered. But my real hope is that after we have this opportunity to share more about the Masters in Psychology, that you will want to have a more in-depth conversation with me so that we can see if this is the right fit for you. So I'm really excited that you're here. And just to let you guys in on a little secret, I am fairly new to Divine Mercy University. I've been working in this role for a little over a month, and you all are my first webinar experience. So thank you for being patient with me as we're working out these details of sharing the screen and all these things. And I look forward to sharing with you this opportunity. So we're just going to dive on in here. So this is my information. And at the end of the webinar, I'll follow up with those of you who are here and share with you this deck so you can have this information available for you. But if you need to reach me on this slide, you'll have my phone number as well as my email. And I am here for you to make sure that you are successful through the program, that all your questions are answered, and that you are taking the right next step for you along the journey that you are on. So I'm not sure about you, but I like to know where we're going. So here's a little table of contents of how our webinar is going to go. We're going to start with a little bit about the university, some about the program, introduce you to some of the faculty, the acceptance requirements for the MSP program, our next steps, and then information about scholarships. So DMU is a Catholic graduate university that's actually comprised of two schools. In 1999, the Institute for the Psychological Sciences, was developed. And in 2014, we added the online Masters in Psychology program. And then in 2015, we added the School of Counseling. And that's when we changed from the Institute for Psychological Services, or IPS, to Divine Mercy University. Divine Mercy University, we are accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges, or called SACS, and that allows us to award master's and doctorate degrees to our students. SACS, you'll also recognize that there are other schools that, like Duke and Georgia Tech, that we're in that same league and that are also accredited by SACS. So we're running with the big dogs. And we also were formed, chartered, and established in the Commonwealth of Virginia in 1998. And that is our SHEV accreditation. So the Masters in Psychology program at DMU is offered 100% online. And some of the ways that we are set apart, not only from being offered 100% online, is that we offer distributed learning. So we asynchronously deliver our courses. That meaning that you will receive your coursework on one day and you will have a week to complete it. So you really are given some flexibility to use your time management skills to be able to go through the coursework as you can fit it into your schedule. We have many experienced professionals. So our core faculty, they're experienced working professionals that understand what you need to learn to live out your vocation as a transformational leader within your field. And I will tell you that our faculty is amazing, and they are all dedicated 100% to your success through the program, which I also believe sets this Masters in Psychology apart. What you learn is going to directly be related to what you're going to be using in your chosen field. And not only is it going to be directly related to what you're going to use in your chosen field, but it's also going to be able to be used as you're learning it. So you're filling up your toolbox as you're going along class by class. It's not a course that you're going to go through for 2 years and get your diploma and then all of a sudden be using the skill set. It's something that class by class, you're going to get a new set of skills that you can start using in your personal life, in your professional life, and really learn those skills as you go. And then, of course, what sets us the most apart and is most integral to the institute of our university is that everything is informed and infused by our unique Catholic Christian meta model of the human person. So an overview of the program, we do have 5 concentrations within our MSP program, and they are marriage and family, human services, leadership, pre-PhD, and self-design. And we'll go through those a little bit more as we go through this webinar here tonight. And as I said, this is offered 100% online, which is a great opportunity, as I'm sure many of you are already working in careers and, have other responsibilities. And so being able to have that flexibility is a really big bonus to what we're able to offer at Divine Mercy. Our master's in psychology is not a licensure track degree. So this is not a track if you're aspiring to be a mental health clinician. We focus on educating working professionals from all backgrounds to give them a solid, practical human tools that are needed in psychology to be able to make the greatest impact in the area that they're working in, the community that they're working in. So here's a little bit more about our MSP concentrations. And the concentrations are made up of the electives that you choose in addition to the core classes that you take for the MSP program. So the first concentration is marriage and family counseling. And this is going to allow students to take the 3 additional courses in the area of marriage and family studies. This is going to look through the lens of our Catholic Christian teaching on marriage and family. Our human service counseling, this concentration is intended for students who want to work in settings that focus on meeting the human needs and promoting flourishing by focusing on prevention and remediation of problems. Our leadership psychology is a concentration designed for individuals who are responsible for leading people, programs, and organizations in a variety of settings. And then our pre-PhD is for an individual who is seeking careers in research-related fields who are wanting to pursue their doctoral level study in psychology. And then our final concentration is self-design. And this is for students who are working in ministry situations where they would benefit from a variety of these different concentrations. So as you can see in our marriage and family concentration, there are the core classes followed by the electives. And the electives for the marriage and family concentration are marriage and family systems theory, human sexuality or flourishing in relationships, marriage and family intervention. Our next one, the human services concentration. Again, there's that core of classes, and then the electives, relationship and intervention skills, theory and application, personality, individual differences, intelligence, and group counseling and group work. Our leadership psychology concentration, again, those core classes, and then our transformational leadership, leading people, programs, and organizations, and applied leadership skills. What I love about these concentrations is that, all of us can find how we fit into those different concentrations. And this idea of breaking up the electives into concentrations came from feedback that we received from our alumni. So, we really believe in what our alumni are learning in the field as they're learning, as they're going through the program. So your voice is definitely something that we appreciate and we value at Divine Mercy University. And then the pre-PhD concentration, again, those core classes, independent study for integrative studies, independent study for psychology, and research and writing are those electives. And then finally, our self-design, which is very unique. Again, those core classes that you're going to have, but then you can choose your elective. So that's how you create it into self-design, is choosing one of the electives from each of those concentrations, marriage and family, human services, as well as leadership. Does anybody have any questions at this point? I don't see any, so I'm gonna keep rolling. Again, if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer those as we go. I wanna make sure you're getting all of your questions answered. So the next thing is the benefits of the master's in our psychology program. So there are so many benefits. We actually have 2 or 3 slides that go through the benefits of the master's in our psychology program. And some of the key ones are being able to analyze the major concepts, theories, and methodology in psychology, that real strong science side of psychology. Being able to evaluate critically our own biases, assumptions, attitudes, and their effect on our decision-making, planning, interpersonal communication, and working in teams. Some other key ones are being able to evaluate the attitudes, skill sets, and strategies for being a transformational leader, and develop care and/or education plans. So there's so many great aspects and ways that this master's in psychology is able to help elevate us in our careers, to be able to be better leaders, allow us to, be better educators, being able to be better in our ministry, because we're not just looking at the one person, but also the environment around them, ourselves, how we integrate together. So it's a really unique and well-rounded program. So some of the benefits to an online classroom. I don't know if anyone here has done any online classes or online education up to this point. We do use a platform called Canvas, which will be basically your student dashboard. Once you apply, you would be given the information to be able to log into Canvas. You'll go through an orientation so that you feel very confident as you begin to use it. I know I've talked with a few different prospective students, and one of the questions that comes up is, oh my gosh, I've been out of school for so long, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do this online thing. And that's okay. We're here to help you. We're here to make sure that this is successful for you. And we have a whole team. We have a student success department that is going to make sure that all your orientations go well, that you understand how to use the technology so that you're able to be successful. And that's something, as we talk and we go through your application process, we go through the interview process to make sure this is the next right step for you. And it's a good opportunity for us to have you as a student. We can talk about all these things so that you feel really confident in your decision moving forward. But again, the great aspect to this is just the flexibility of being able to work anytime, anywhere. In my training, I had a woman that called one of my colleagues, Michelle, when I was training with her, and she was getting ready to go on a trip, and she was so stressed about how she was going to get her coursework done. And it was so wonderful because we were able to work with her and help her problem solve to how she would be able to fit in her coursework while she was on her trip. All right, Cecilia, we have a question here. Is this program also a right for those who don't have a psychology as a bachelor's course? Is there a need to go through an undergrad course to qualify? Thank you. That is a wonderful question. Thank you so much for asking it. No, you do not need to have your undergraduate degree in psychology. You are required to have an undergraduate degree or a degree from that is commensurate with a baccalaureate degree in America. And we can help you get your transcripts evaluated if you have not gotten your undergraduate from an American university. But you do not need to have your undergraduate in psychology. We have people that come from all different backgrounds of undergraduate degrees. We've had individuals who are in the education field. We have a great video on our website, if you haven't watched it yet, from an alumni named Jerome Placido, who actually works in IT in the Silicon Valley. And he came and he got his MSP and his concentration in leadership to be able to lead the people that he works with in his professional career. So nothing, his undergrad had nothing to do with psychology, but he saw a need of how that was going to help him grow in his career. So whatever background you come from, we welcome you to be able to continue your education in the Master's in Psychology program. All right. So one of the other great things is that you'll start your Master's in Psychology with a cohort of folks. Our next start date is actually next Wednesday. We do have 2 spots available still for that. And we would love if anybody is interested in learning more about that opportunity. Again, I had somebody that just got all of their information in 24 hours. So I'm definitely here to help you to make that happen if right now is a good time. But you're able to start with a cohort of students that you're all going through the process together. And one of the ways that you're able to really connect to each other is by your posts. You'll learn to do short but meaningful writings that you'll post in Canvas, and that'll be the way that you turn in a lot of your assignments. And then you'll have the opportunity to read your peers and comment on them. And that's a way that you're able to grow and learn from each other. Let's see, we have a few questions in the chat. So let me take a quick moment. How much and how long does this program take? We are going to get to that as we go through here. Yolanda, you're one of our older prospective students. How much math and biology and sciences involved in the courses? If you were able to see in the course curriculum, let's go back. Oops, I'm going the wrong way here. So you can see there is a statistics course that you will take to better understand budgeting for organizations. So that's statistical analysis for psychological and social sciences, sort of budgeting, just learning how to look at different information as it comes in different strategical ways. And then you'll also see that, all of this has to do with some of the science, like human growth and development, developmental psychopathology, cognition, emotion, and motivation. So there are definitely aspects of the math and science, but what is so interesting that I heard one student say is that all of the information that she's receiving and the things that she's reading and the lectures she's listening to, she said it's like, I can compare it to an audiobook, like one that you're like really engrossed in and you want to really know what's going next. And you have to park your car and turn it off. And you're like, no, I don't want to do that. That it's so engaging and it's so enriching because you're able to dive in and use the tools that you're receiving as you're going, that it really is, it doesn't always seem like you're doing coursework. So hopefully that answers your question, Yolanda. Let's see. Oh, great. The Jerome Placido testimonials in the chat. Okay, I'm going to keep moving through here because a lot of these questions in here we're actually going to answer as we go through the next few slides. So I'll make sure I touch base with those as we go. Okay. Okay, so our advanced skills that are provided to our MSP students is you're going to receive the ability to recognize and respond to different mental health challenges. While you will not be a clinical mental health counselor, you will be able to recognize when an individual may need to be referred to a clinical setting, and you would be able to recognize and encourage that person to do so. How to effectively communicate and negotiate, the importance of interpersonal relationship building, ways to lead a team through crisis, how to manage a budget, strategies for program evaluation, and fostering increased cultural awareness. And these are all super great skills when you're working with other people. So here are some career opportunities that we do see need masters in individuals that have masters in psychology, or they are career opportunities that our graduates themselves have had. So there are social and mental health service positions, executive coach, rehab advisors, caseworkers, care coordinators, industrial and organizational positions, human resource managers, research assistant, individuals that are in the government or law enforcement, parole officers, social service manager. Of course, in ministry, there's so many roles: parish ministry, faith formation, and in education, community college, psychology instructor, a career counselor. So the possibilities for how to use this career are so vast. And these are some additional career opportunity slides that we have. So this special focuses on the healthcare and mental health services. So behavior counseling in autism, ADD and ADHD, outpatient counselor, case management, different careers in business, sales, and marketing, advertising agent, employee trainer, project coordinator, and manager. within different parishes, dioceses, or churches in general. We do not, even though we are a Catholic school, we have a Catholic Christian meta model that we follow in how we integrate our education. We don't only have students that are Catholic. So, we welcome people of all faiths to be able to learn more through our education at Divine Mercy University. And we look forward to seeing how, we're able to see this model that we teach integrated in other faiths and other areas. So in child and family service organizations, family service workers, nonprofit agencies, there's just a very vast list of career opportunities for you to either enhance what you're doing in your current career or to grow into another career opportunity. And that right there in the red is the president of our school, Father Charles. And this is at our graduation, a very special event that we hold in Sterling, Virginia at our base, at our home base of our campus. It's a very beautiful campus. And all of our students are invited to come in person to our graduation festivities. So here are some of our professors that you will meet. What is so unique about our program is that we have some of the best professors in their field that have worked together to create this amazing education for our students and feel very proud of what they're offering and also are so committed, like I said, to your success. Dr. Julia Clousley and Dr. Robin Treptow are our two professors that will be overseeing the first class that's starting in our fall course, which is begins next Wednesday, which is Helping Humans Flourish, a Catholic Christian Perspective on Psychology. So we're so excited to have them get started. And Dr. Julia Clousley is our MSP Program Director. As a non-licensed helping professional, you are still going to be using so many skills to help people in many roles. So you'll be able to listen empathetically to individuals, listening to and assisting struggling individuals. Again, and being able to listen effectively, you'll be able to help them with their next steps if seeking clinical mental health care is what they need, or addressing other services that are provided for them within your community. Non-licensed helpers must refer to the person if they show any sign, refer to professionals if they show any signs of being a danger to themselves or others. You are able to work alongside licensed mental health professionals, wellness and life coaching, being able to encourage others as they're going through different changes in their life, or as they are, starting a new career or job themselves, being able to coach them along that. Other things that this is going to help you with as a graduate in a non-licensed helping professional field, be able to build trust, which is so important. Be able to build that trust so people are able to know where to go if they need help. Gather data about history and what's going on with the person, learning how to ask really good, poignant questions that open up the individual to being able to share what's going on inside of them. Being able to depend or have a deeper understanding of interrelatedness of your body, mind, and spirit, seeing that whole person, which is so unique to what we're able to give our students. So we're going to go into the MSP Acceptance Requirements. I know that was one of the questions in the chat. You do need a baccalaureate degree from an institution accredited by an agency recognized by the U.S. Department of Education or an internationally recognized institution. Applicants must have at least a 2.5 GPA. We do not require a GRE, but if you have less than a 2.5 GPA, you are encouraged to send in GRE scores if you have them. We need to have 2 letters of recommendation, a resume, your written statement of intent, which is indicating how your goals align with the goals of the program. And if you are English as a second language, you will need to take the TOEFL or IELTS test and send us those scores. So I know I've had a few people ask about grad school being affordable, and we pride ourselves at Divine Mercy University in making sure that grad school is affordable. So we really want to work with you to make sure that you are able to, receive the best scholarship possible. We have our in-house financial aid that works with you to make sure they're able to offer you the most that we can. We have many scholarships available in-house. We also are able, and we encourage students to register for the FAFSA to see what Stafford loans they're able to qualify for. We encourage individuals to seek employer tuition reimbursement to see if there are any opportunities in your current job to help you move down this path to further your education. There are approved veterans funding, our scholarships and grants again, which you can find on our website. And then alternative funding that we see students have is private funds, different agencies or organizations that are able to match funds or possible grant opportunities, cash plans, dioceses, depending on where you're planning on using the skills once you receive them, and then other family members, friends, different assistants are able to help in those ways. So let's see, we have another question here. Oh, that's great. Father Gary, welcome. We're glad to have you here. We have many priests that are going through our program. And thank you so much for doing your work with veterans at the Veterans Hospital in Florida. So here, I know someone also asked, what is the timeline? Deacon Mark, I think you're very interested. Your concern is the workload. So let's go ahead and go into that. Right here, you can see we have 2 tracks of opportunities to go through the MSP program. Each course is 8 weeks long. Each course is worth 3 credit hours. So in total, it's a 33 credit hour program. It's broken up into 11 classes. And you can do this in 2 different ways. So most traditionally, students do the 26-month, which is 1 8-week class per semester. So we have 3 semesters a year, fall, spring, and summer. And you would need to consider 2 to 3 hours of study time typically per day during that time, those 26 months. In our 16-month fast track, you would be taking 2 of the 8-week classes at a time. And we usually like to paint the picture. It's going to be about 4 to 5 hours of study time per day to be able to successfully go through all of your requirements and your studies. So it's a little bit of a difference in the time commitment. Again, the flexibility of it being online, you're able to schedule that time at your, not really leisure anymore, right? Because you're going to be doing school, but you're going to be educating yourself. So you'll be able to decide when that fits into your schedule. The 16-month fast track, we do offer a little bit of a tuition discount. So you'll pay full price for the first 8-week course. And then the second 8-week course, it will be a 50% discount. One of the nice things too, I do want to add this really quickly, is that we do have students that start in one or the other track. So let's say you are, I'm going to start with the 26-week, or the 26 month. I'm going to get my feet wet. I'm going to take 1 8-week class that first semester. And as you go through that first semester, you realize, you know what? I actually feel confident that I'd be able to do 2 classes at a time. And so at that next semester, you register for 2 courses. And that is perfectly fine. We want to be flexible with you to help you get through the program. The sooner you start, the sooner you're going to be finished, but we also want you to be successful. So, there has to be some real honesty with yourself about how you're able to go through the program and be successful. Father Gary, the next semester begins, our fall semester begins next Wednesday, August 17th. We do still have a few spots available. So if that is something that you would be interested in, I'd be more than happy to talk with you about that opportunity. And then the next start, our spring start, will be January 11th. So you can see right here is a cost breakdown for the MSP program. Each credit hour is $826. So as I said, that's 33 credit hour course. That comes to $27,258. There's a technology fee for every course. It's $50 per course. That's $550. So the subtotal is $27,808. That $50 technology fee is for the licensing for your Canvas platform. So that's what that is for. each course. And then again, as I said, there are many scholarship opportunities for individuals that are either looking for scholarships through the university, which are on that financial aid page. And then we also have rolled out a standard tuition discount where individuals who are actively working for the church, volunteering, priests, religious, consecrated individuals, there is a 20% standard tuition discount that we are offering to students. There is a 15% discount for individuals who are working in nonprofits or schools. And those are things that we can all talk about more in depth as we have that one-on-one opportunity to learn, for me to learn more about you and what you're doing and why you are looking at this program. We can talk more about those opportunities and those one-on-ones. So now the real questions is the master's in psychology the right path for you? And that's a really great question. And these are questions that we have to ask ourselves. I can't make that decision for you. It's definitely a calling, the master's in psychology, and you're all here because you have felt some nudge to be here. So some of the questions that we invite you to think as you are discerning if this is the right path for you is, will the completion of this program help you to attain your goals? Is the program scheduling and requirements for successful completion workable within your schedule? Do the financial options that we discussed and that we will continue to have a discussion on in one-on-one conversations, along with the support from our financial aid department, make the program seem affordable to you? And can you commit to the successful completion of the program if accepted? We want to make sure that you are set up for success. Do you have supportive people in your life that are going to encourage you when you don't want to study? Do you have, the flexibility to be able to carve out those 2 to 3 hours or 4 to 5 hours a day, depending on what track you decide, to take that time to really dive into your studies and to really allow this information to just penetrate into you so that you're able to get all out of it? It's a very exciting journey, and we want to make sure that you're set up for the most success to go through the program and that this really is the right thing for you. And, I'm so excited that you're all here and you're asking yourselves those questions, and you're here tonight to learn more about the program to see if it is what's right for you. So this is towards the end of our webinar, and I want to know, what questions do you have as you've been given this information? I know it is a lot of information, and that's why I'm hoping that we'll be able to have a more direct one-on-one conversation together. But are there any additional questions that I could answer off the top of the bat for anyone? Well, again, this is my information. Again, my email is mlees-dunlap@divinemercy.edu. You can reach me via text or phone call at 703-574-1114. You also are able, here is the link to apply. If you go to divinemercy.edu, there is an apply button in the corner that you would be able to hit on. And there is a code right there that's CCMMP 1999. That is a application fee waiver for you if you do choose to register and apply for this program. And just one final thing, I love pointing this out. Last year alone, the university awarded $2 million to apply towards scholarships and grants. So this is a really awesome opportunity. As I said, the university is very committed to our education and to having great individuals that are out making an impact in their communities. And we want to make sure that we're able to help you, if this is the right thing for you, make this a possibility. So definitely look at those financial aid options if that's something that is on your heart to look at. Okay, can I add, Antoine, it looks like, can you add it to the chat? I'm not sure what you want me to add to the chat, but I'd happy to add whatever I can to the chat. Deacon Mark, I would definitely give you a call. Yolanda, is there a certification program versus this master's program? This is the master's of psychology program. There's not a certification in psychology that the university offers. This is the psychology program offered by Divine Mercy University. Yes, you may have a copy of the recording. As soon as it's done, we will upload it and share it when that's done. But I will send you this information so you can look over it along with the links to our website for you to look more in depth at any of that information. I'm not sure if I heard correctly. Okay, so it looks like, I'm not sure if I heard this correctly, there are 3 courses of 8 weeks each year for the 26-month program, which means you're only studying during 24 weeks of the year. So there are different breaks that we have throughout, and you know what, I have misplaced my academic calendar. It was right here, and I'm not sure where it went, but there are breaks throughout the course of the year. So as I said, we're starting in next Wednesday, which is August 17th. And then you will go, you will do your classes until October, and then you'll have a fall break. And so you'll have a nice little exhale, you know, you'll be starting and then you'll get this little break, and then you'll come back and you'll finish your course. And then you will have Thanksgiving, and we'll have another break. And then we will go for a few more weeks. You'll start your new course, and you'll go for a few more weeks. And then we'll have our Christmas break or winter break, which, you know, so there are opportunities of breaks as we go through the program for everybody, you know, through the calendar for different holidays, but also to make sure that you get a moment to exhale as well too. All right. Okay, Yolanda, we'll definitely, I will be in touch to schedule that with you. So those of you who have identified in the chat that you'd like to schedule one-on-one, I'll make sure I reach out to you. Those of you who I haven't heard from through the webinar, I'll make sure that we send this information out to you and be in touch so that we're able to make sure all your questions are answered. If you weren't, you know, sometimes you got to just let everything sink in and then the questions come. So I'm here for you at any time. Again, my email and my phone number are right there, and I will send this to you so that you can feel free to contact me whenever you have questions. And if anything comes up, I'm more than happy to help you along this path and along this journey. It's very exciting, and I'm very excited for the opportunity, and that you're looking into the opportunity and asking the questions inside yourself to see if this is the right next step for you to make the greatest impact in your community. So thank you so much for being here this evening. I will let you guys go to enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will share this information in the next few days.